Well, good morning there, YouTube. I'm back out here again at that spot that I did my first scout on. And I'm out here to scout again. 67 degrees this morning, calm, sunny as you can see. And so far not a horde of mosquitoes around me. But see, today I planned on frolicking with the mosquitoes, so if there are a bunch of mosquitoes, I'm good with that because I'm going to go frolic with them. Well, at any rate, I've heard make do with what you got and make the best out of a bad situation, so I'm going to go frolic with the mosquitoes. I'll have to check out my other stand sites. Alright, catch up with you in a bit. Bye. Well, I'm here at the first site that you guys saw before. And remember, if you watched that video, make it so you can see me. If you watched that video, you'll remember I cut a little log in half, made a path, try to create a funnel so the deer will go through there. Well, it's working, because there's deer track and deer scat or poop in that little path. I'll show it to you quick. Right there's that little path. There's a tree I cut. There's the other end of it. And that's that little funnel that I created. It's kind of hard to see the tracks. But they are in here. Grass was ruffled up a bit. And when you get up in here, right there. My next location is up on top of that hill there. Just over the crest of that hill. And that point just past that. So off we go, frolic with the mosquitoes. They aren't nowhere near as bad today as they were hope you can hear that. Definitely don't like me being here. See if we can make it do it again. So I'm going to leave it be and just move on up to my next location. Alright, see you in a bit. Well, there's the top of the hill. I crested the hill. Nothing really there but those trees. Put a climber on. And with deer coming up the hill, they're going to be looking right at me. Because I really got no backdrop on any of them trees there. Those three, well, two. Those two there are pretty much big enough to put a climber on. So I saw another little path here that the equipment used. Decided to follow this, and lo and behold, look what it opens up to. Not ideal for climbers because there's really no backdrop and any of them trees in the middle. So my silhouette's not going to be broke up very well. But that one there, I'd only be able to get, that's probably 10, 12 feet up to that first branch. But if I get up there, I might be able to cut that off because it's dead, the branch is. And if I cut that off right at the crotch there, I can get my climber band around that and get up another 10 feet. I like to be about 20 foot up. And I'd have a pretty clear view of this whole area. Nice 35, max 35-yard shot. We'll see. Take a little break here anyway. Alright, I'm back. Found a little spot to sit. Kinda. Fairly comfortable. Get you over here. There you go. Right over there is that tree I pointed out earlier with for the climber with that dead limb on it. Looks to be, where are you? Looks to be a pretty good spot. But I was also thinking, where I walked down this grass here, where the trucks and equipment were coming through, looks like there's a lot of deer sign movement on both lanes. You know, like the tire marks, you know, they've got 2 tire tracks. But there's both of them. There's the grass is kind of matted down, and there's footprints. I haven't looked real close yet. I just found a spot to sit. But I'm going to check it out a little closer, see if I can find some deer scat and some prints. And I'm thinking, because none of the vegetation around here is real tall. I mean, like the little pines behind me and stuff, but I mean, I'm thinking for a blind, a ground blind. Tuck it up in the brush right here, right behind me. See that? Right in that brush right there. Well, that thing's following me. But anyway, tuck it up in there, or maybe right back in there. And this path that I'm sitting on can be watched. I don't know. Just gonna sit down here and pull out my little cooker and make a coffee. I got some new stuff from Walmart. Starbucks Mocha. The big packs. It's got powdered milk. It's got Belgian chocolate and dark chocolate, and it's got coffee in there. It's just like a mocha that you get from Starbucks. Just about as expensive too. Five little packets come in a box, and $9. But I spoil myself out here. Usually I just drink my coffee black. But I figure for a nice little day trip or something, maybe an overnighter. One of these days I gotta get out and do another overnighter. It's just been so freaking warm, and the bugs are killer. And then cooled off after the storm went through yesterday. So like I said, it was 67 this morning. I don't know what it is now. It's warming up though. It's only supposed to get to about 76 today, Fahrenheit. So, be nice change. And the mosquitoes aren't too terrible. And again, I'm sitting down. I can actually take my hat off and vent a little bit. And the mosquitoes aren't swarming me. They must not want to frolic with me today. That's what it is. They don't want to play. They just want to harass and bite and sting and annoy. But when you come out to play with them, they leave you alone. Got to do that more often. The little gnats are out though. The ones that just buzz in your face, you know, and you can't get them. The little no-see-ums. They don't ever land on you. They just annoy you. But that's because I didn't come out here to frolic with them. So they're mad now because the mosquitoes, you know. Whatever, I don't know. Alright. Gonna sit here quiet for a little bit. See if anything happens. If it does, I'll try to get it on camera so you guys can see it too. Catch you in a bit. So that's where I was just sitting. Said I'd come investigate this little path here. I don't know if you can see that. But see like that track right there. And then this one over here you can see a little better. Hopefully. How it's all pushed down like it's the start of a trail. And it is. As you get up in here, you can see them deer tracks. One right in front of my boot there. And right there is that tree with that dead branch that I was talking about. So the deer are moving through here, heading on out down the hill that way. But then it also looks like it could be going out that way too, through that little opening. Goes up into the woods there. So this also looks like a nice promising spot for perhaps a ground blind. I could just make one with all that right there. The problem with the ground blind is the deer gotta be pretty close. Because if they're over there in front of those other trees, that other part of woods over there, this stuff inside here is too tall to shoot through with a ground blind. But if you're up in the air, I can clear that. If need be. I don't like shooting past 30 yards. My bow is dialed into 40, and I shoot at 40 regularly, but that just makes it easier at shorter distances. Oh well. Continue the search here, and I'll let you know as it goes. Brought my kukri out today. The big chopper. This is the Farmer's Kukri 3-fuller. Haven't used that for a while. And it was kind of calling my name this morning, so I took that instead of my normal machete. Robin up in a tree. Alright, gonna chill out. And I'll show you here what I got. Starbucks Fire Instant Cafe Mocha. Gonna give that stuff a try. Who knows? Let you know when it gets going. And that's what it looks like done. Gotta watch it though, because just as it starts to boil, you can see how far up the sides it came. That will definitely boil over. And it doesn't take long. That's a titanium cup, so only took a couple minutes to get that going. But then the boil, a real low boil, makes it all nice and frothy in there. Coffee. I know, it's like 70 degrees and I'm drinking hot coffee. Nobody accused me of being normal. Besides, being normal is overrated. Kind of waiting for a deer to walk up into that opening there and come up and see me. Kind of like that. Maybe she's coming for some mocha. Now, you know, that's kind of almost scary, me saying that. And the deer actually doing it? Oh, I'm zoomed all the way in and it's really hard to hold this steady. Sorry guys. Okay. Catch back up with you if that deer decides to come up and ask for some of my coffee. She's smelling it. I know that. Either that or she's smelling me because the wind's from behind me, blowing right to her. She doesn't seem to mind. Yeah, well, sitting here sipping my coffee, or well, actually mocha, and a deer, she was still down there. She hung out for, well, I'd probably say 2-3 minutes after I shut off the camera, and then she snorted and back into the woods she went. I had to add some water to this stuff. It was too hot to drink. Now, for being mocha, it's not quite sweet enough. But you're only supposed to add 8 ounces of water to that packet, and I got 16 ounces in there now. I know what you're thinking. Add another packet. Nah, I'm good. Too expensive to add another packet. And I'm undecided. I heard people talking about titanium stuff, you know. I like it. Grab it, but it's hot. Yeah, little tokes. Got, part I like is the graduations on it. Can you see that? Yeah. But I don't like, I like how it cools off quick up there, but then where the liquid is, it's hot. I don't care for these handles. Not comfortable. Gotta have square ones so you can stick your fingers in there and tilt the cup. This gives you an awkward wrist angle. But it works. Nothing down there now. Maybe I'll get a deer coming from behind me there. You guys can watch it walk up while I'm talking. I'm gonna have to try that when I'm out here hunting. You know, instead of just looking around and not moving. I'm gonna have to bring the camera, bring you guys along and point at a spot and say, I'm waiting for a deer to show itself right in that opening. And voila! Doesn't mean it's gonna come close enough for me to shoot, but nope, I think that was just a fluke. Anyway, I'm glad you guys saw it. Sorry about the shakiness again. Like I said, it was zoomed all the way in and yeah. It's like I had the jitters. Well, I did because I didn't have my coffee yet, see? Now I got my coffee. I'm rock steady. Or something like that. But today, just got my normal stuff. The only thing I changed was my kukri. I got my samurai saw. Had that last time. Kind of like it. Bulky, it doesn't fold. But just scouting around, I don't need it to fold. Just hang it off my belt and cut a few limbs that are in the way. Yeah, I guess I'll call this Scout number 2. Probably pretty boring watching me sip coffee, so just gonna sit here, relax, and enjoy nature. Like I said earlier, the mosquitoes don't want to frolic, so what do? I have noticed an awful lot of dragonflies around here though, and I know they eat bugs. I don't know if they eat mosquitoes, I know bats do. Getting a little warm to working this brush, cutting it up and arranging it, so probably should though. It's an hour from my house, so got rain coming tomorrow. And it's already August 5th. I don't want to be out here too much more. Middle of September bow hunting opens, so I don't know. Maybe I'll just bring my climber. But I was thinking of a ground blind spot for my son. He'll be 16 in December and he wants to go hunting again this year with me. He went 2 years ago, opening day, and we sat in the ground blind, and man, it was cold that year. Opening day, it was cold. We sat there and froze. Didn't see a thing except for one chipmunk and 2 birds. But I told him, I says, you want to go hunting with me this year, you got to get your bow out, go through it, make sure everything's good. Talk to me, we'll start shooting. Got to get that practice in. And he hasn't even pulled it out of the case yet, so he can't do that, he can't go. Not with me anyway. When I hunt, I try to be ethical about it. Know my shot, what's beyond. Know that I can hit, you know, something the size of a tennis ball at 30-40 yards. Confident in my shooting because I do it all the time. Sometimes you make a bad shot, but that's hunting. You do your best to find a deer then. Don't let it suffer. That gives added fuel to the PETA people that are against hunting to begin with. And it's us hunters that actually help control the population. But there's so many bad hunters out there. It ruins it for the good ones that are out there. People leave garbage laying everywhere, cans. And then somebody walks through after hunting season and sees it and automatically blames it on a hunter. It doesn't have to be a hunter's garbage, but hunting season just ended and look at all the garbage. That's what people automatically assume. Oh well. It's a lack of respect. That's what it boils down to. People, they just don't respect nature. Take it for granted. But there's that old saying, you don't never know what you got till it's gone. Well, I know what I got. I don't take it for granted. I enjoy nature. I respect nature. Okay. Enough of the babbling. You guys let me know if you see a deer behind me, so I can turn around and see it too. I'm gonna let you enjoy watching me sip some more coffee. Cooled down enough now I don't have to sip it, I can just drink it. Definitely leaves a mess in the cup. See that around the rim there? It's all that chocolate and milk in there. A lot of bees buzzing around today too. Oh, that deer's back. Standing there. Not even looking at me this time. I'll get you guys over there and let you have a look-see. Forgive the bouncing. I don't know if that's the same one or not. Might be. She doesn't seem to care that I'm here though. Either that or there's something in that direction that she wants. There she goes. And you know, before the day's through, I'm gonna have to go down there and see if that's a possible stand location too. You know I gotta do that. But you know what happens? I see deer down there. So I'll pick out a stand location, hang my stand, climb up the tree, and hour later, right where I'm sitting, is where the deer will be coming out. You know that's how it goes, don't you? Excuse the bouncing again. I'm setting up the tripod. Or I'm attempting to set up the tripod. There we go. She's still down there. I gotta turn you guys this way so You be sure and let me know if you see any deer coming from behind me now. Maybe she's headed up this way instead of walking around. I must not pose as big of a threat as she first thought. And you guys are crooked a little bit. You probably can't tell, but I can when I look at the camera, and it annoys me. It's that OCD thing kicking in again. She's still down there. Yep. See, the nice thing about when they cut like this is all thick woods. And when they cut, they opened it up, so now the grasses are growing, there's ferns growing. Kind of nice. It's like the land is starting over again. And that's really good for like the turkeys and the rabbits, the deer eating all these grasses. And it's in the middle of the woods. That's sweet for a hunter. It's like your own private little food plot that you didn't have to do anything to. I got a bunch of oaks here, but I don't know if they're going to drop this year or not. I'm not an expert on oaks either. I know they're oaks, but I don't know if they're red oaks or white oaks. And one of the two drops every 3 years, and they're sweeter nuts, so the deer prefer them. And I think them are white oaks. Don't quote me. Correct me if I'm wrong, no, down in the comments. And then the red oak drop every year, but they're bitter. But the deer still eat them because of all the fat and protein in them. Deer's still there. Just hanging out. Turned around now, she's facing the other way. Gonna have to head off down there. See what she's eating. Browsing on something down there. I got one of them little no-see-ums. He was on my cup, trying to steal my coffee, and I squished him. I got him. Okay, shut you off for now. Nothing behind me. Catch up with you in a bit. All cleared up. Things put away. A little bit of trampled grass down in there, but that'll come back. Finished my mocha. And heading on down to where the deer were showing themselves. They definitely walk through here. I'm standing on a track right now. I was thinking about setting up right there, but I'm only 4 yards from it. That's way too close to be shooting a deer. Let alone on the ground with the deer. I doubt I'd even get a shot. But then, right there by that wide tree, just to the left of that branch that's cut, you could set up a blind. That's 20 yards away. That's a nice spot. Nothing in the way. Yeah, I don't know, who knows. We'll see. Got a month to think about it. Alright, catch up with you in a bit. So right there is where them deer were. Coming down from up there. And we're just eating on that stuff there. And I am standing on a little road. It winds up through. See that dead pine tree? Whoa, right there. I'm just to the left of that, parked. And I was top of that hill there. Easy access for hunting. But now with all the tracks on this road and the deer moving in daylight, I am wondering if I don't just set up right next to this road someplace. That tree right there, good climber, to about there, that crotch. It's about 20 foot up. 20 yards off the trail. Get a pretty decent shot off. It's all clear. I mean, it's the road. I don't know. Come actual hunting season next month, there won't be a track on this road. You watch. But if you look down here, tracks. And they all go off up into there. And there's a bunch of tracks that come down from up there. So I don't know. And there's a bunch of little tracks in here too. But they're mixed with some bigger ones. That one you can even see the dew claws. clear a little bit of that stuff out there from that scrub oak. Low hanging stuff there. Some of them dead branches right there. And right back in there, set up my blind. Shoot something as it walks through here. I don't know. Choices, choices, choices. If you look closely, you can make out part of my van. Right there. Wheel well, anyhow. Alright. That's it for this one. Weekend Wander 3, signing out. Dean, telling you all, wish you could be out here with me. And for those of you that, for whatever reason, can't get out, man, I sympathize with you. I feel for you. If you can't get out in the woods, try to sit in your yard. You know, just if you got any kind of greenery in your yard. If you live in the urban jungle, you may not even have that. Then maybe just escape to your local park. But if you can, by any means, get out, get out. Does you a world of good just getting out. Enjoying nature. Alright. Catch up with you in my next video.